Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ali, and in this series I'm taking you through my pregnancy journey. I just want to share really honestly what's going on. I want to talk to you honestly about my feelings, my experiences, my body, my everything in this first time being pregnant. I have done a previous video in which I kind of introduce my story, if you like, and talk about how it is in the first trimester. I also touch on things like alcohol, the taboo word, which is usually not mentioned when you talk about pregnancy. Also discussing kind of why I didn't tell people. So do check that video out if you like. In today's video though, I want to update you basically on the first trimester. So my last video was at 6 weeks. I'm now at 8 weeks. Again, I have no bump. I'm not showing at all, but the symptoms of pregnancy are 100% there. So in this video, I just want to provide you with those updates and specifically talk about mood. Okay, so let's just get started. So in the last video, I didn't really have so many symptoms. Sorry, I am going to go into details here. My boobs were very painful. I basically constantly am wearing a bra because just jumping is not possible right now. So my body feels very sensitive. I am extremely exhausted most of the time, and I had my family here who came from the UK to Japan, where I live, to celebrate my wedding, and it was great fun, but I basically found myself saying every single day how exhausted I was. I think they must think I have some kind of problem, but I haven't told them about the pregnancy because I'm only at that 2-month mark. Today actually marks my 8-week anniversary of pregnancy, I suppose. Now, I wouldn't say morning sickness, but I get these waves of, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's like so strong that I have to throw up, but it's more just like a wave of like discomfort, another side effect of the pregnancy and also just of my stomach, I suppose. Like, I'm pretty slow when it comes to toilet visits, and constipation has been something that I've had to deal with for most of my life. And I don't think pregnancy makes it any easier. So, you know, if you haven't gone to the toilet for that day, sometimes you might feel a little bit stuck or a little bit, not sick, but just uncomfortable in that sort of stomach system. And that's definitely what I've been experiencing. So only a few days though, like it's very random. So far, I haven't had any food aversions. I've been fine with everything. But today was the first day where I met my student in a coffee shop, and I took a sip of the coffee and I was like, oh, I don't think I can drink that. It's just like, it's not even like, oh, I think I shouldn't drink coffee, because I'll be completely honest with you. From the time I found out that I was pregnant to today, I have been so exhausted, and I feel like the only way to kind of get through is to have that second cup of coffee in the afternoon. Ideally, I'd be drinking just 1 cup of coffee every day, but I will say, you know, recently, just to get through the day, it's been 2. Obviously, I'm trying to keep it within the caffeine intake recommendation amount. So yeah, anyway, I'm trying to be careful and conscious of that. Kind of tying into the topic later that I want to talk about mood. Anxiety is a massive part of pregnancy, I think, and it's really difficult because you see so many images of women who are so pleased to be pregnant and are glowing and everything like that. But the truth is, it's really difficult and it's really scary. And I'm not even showing yet, but the emotional roller coaster that I've been through, it's been an adventure. Ups and downs for sure. I think my husband thought I was going slightly crazy, which I was actually, to be honest. You aren't really in control of your body anymore. I mean, the hormones are crazy. And I think you have to kind of remember that. It's not you who is purposefully trying to kind of be annoying or moody. It's like your hormones are massively changing. You are growing a human inside of you. Like, girl, give yourself a break, you know? But it's real. They're really, really strong. They're really intense. I've had days recently, my mother has been staying in my house, and I haven't told my family the news because I'm waiting for that safe stage. I'm waiting for the second trimester in which miscarriage is much less likely to happen, just because it gives me a sense of security. I will do another video talking about when is the right time to tell people, but I've personally decided to wait until the 3 or 4 month mark, just because of my history. I talk about that in my previous video, but also I'm kind of enjoying this quiet moment of just my husband and I knowing our little baby secret. So going back to my original story, with my mother here, I did have moments where I'm just like, I just want to be alone right now. Like, I'm going through so much inside my head, in my body. I'm tired. I can't eat and drink the way that I used to. It's frustrating and it's scary. And most of the time I'm like, cool, I'm gonna have a baby. And then I'm like, oh, I'm really tired. And then I start crying randomly. Like, I don't think it's like about controlling it so much. I think it's just about accepting that you're going through a lot, not just hormonally, like biologically and stuff, but also, it's scary. I think for anyone having a baby, it's scary, whether you've got like 7 or 8 other babies. When you bring a human being into the world, there are going to be moments of, can I do this? Or, doubt or fear, or, to be honest, at this stage, at 8 weeks in, there are constant thoughts of, is this baby going to survive? And even, am I going to survive? I don't think anyone particularly loves the idea of giving birth. I certainly don't. In fact, I would say I'm slightly terrified of the idea. And so, all these things, like, you find yourself in this situation that you've never ever been in before. No matter how much you may have thought about it, you have never been here before. And that is scary. I mean, yeah, it's exciting, but it's scary. And I think when we're having one of these like emotional episodes, we just have to give ourselves a break and say, you're doing amazing things right now. So take a rest, give yourself what you need, and talk to people. So even if you don't have the father of the child with you, even if you just have, your family or a close friend, tell them how you're feeling. Like, I've said to you that I haven't told anyone yet, but the amount of information I found on the internet, forums, chats and stuff, like, I've not actively been involved in any of them, but seeing things online has been so helpful. It makes you feel not so alone. And at the same time, I would say don't trust everything you see on the internet, because you might Google, okay, is pineapple good for you? And then one website's like, do not eat pineapple. And then the next website's like, you must eat pineapple as part of a healthy diet for your pregnancy. So to be honest, I strongly urge any pregnant women watching this video to listen to your body. Like, you may think about pineapple and it makes you want to throw up. You might be dreaming about pineapple and that's all you can think about. So I'd say, like, go with your body. And something that really helped my anxiety about pregnancy is that, remember, women have been doing this for thousands of years. They've been bringing babies into the world before drugs and technology was developed, before anyone really knew what was happening to your baby each week, before all of the sort of like information that we have nowadays, people were just having babies. And so I think now, because we have this plethora of information and warnings and recommendations, it's very easy to get nervous. But I would say, just listen to your body and think, you are a pure space right now. You are bringing this tiny little being into the world. And if this was a physical space outside of yourself, what would you put in it? You wouldn't pour like cigarette ashes and alcohol and drugs and toxicity into this space. You'd keep it calm, you'd keep it beautiful, you'd keep it clean. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do with myself. Just keep things clean, keep things calm, make sure that I give myself enough rest, because basically everything that you are giving to yourself or putting inside yourself is going to be given to the baby. So that, I guess, is my update. A little bit of morning sickness, a little bit of food aversion is starting now because I'm at my 8 weeks. The moods, I mean, just all over the place. I'm trying to be nice to myself. And it's so ironic, you know, that my husband is very, very supportive. He's very kind of, you know, that blend of excited and terrified. Is this even recording? Yeah, okay. That's another thing, actually. Complete baby brain. I go upstairs to get something and get distracted and get something else and then come back downstairs and then just like, it's just, yeah, like give those pregnant women in your office or in your house, give them a break, because it's like wading through fog when you're completely exhausted and starving all the time. Okay, so one last point I must actually make. I had this idea that when you get pregnant, I don't believe eating for two, but I had the idea that you would gain weight. You know, when you see a pregnant woman, you see a big belly. And oftentimes, you know, women do gain weight just, you know, for the baby and for your health and all that kind of stuff. So I realized that. And weirdly, I've actually lost a little bit of weight. Not like a crazy amount, but it surprised me. And that's something I will talk to my OBGYN about tomorrow, because tomorrow is my first scan. I'm excited, I'm nervous. I have so many questions about things that I should do or shouldn't do. And I will let you know how that turns out after I visit her tomorrow. I think that's basically it. But for anyone that's really struggling with anxiety, stress, nervousness, you're fine. You know, you're fine. We are going through the process. Your body is this incredible machine that can create another human being. Like, that will never not blow my mind. That's just, like, your body's amazing. I think women often, you know, at some point in our lives, every single one of us has said, you know, oh, my tummy's too fat, or my bum is too big, or my boobs are too flat. Like, we always criticize ourselves. But can we just take a moment during pregnancy to recognize how truly miraculous the human body is? So that's definitely something pregnancy has given me, is just a massive wow to this machine that I'm in. So yeah, but I know it can be really, really real. It can just kind of take over everything. I think about the pregnancy basically all the time. It's always in the back of my mind. And it's a part of your life now, and that's fine. But just remember, you know, the ups and downs of emotion, they will pass and you will be fine. The mottos I'm telling myself is to trust my body and to support my body, because it is this amazing machine, and what will be, you know? So just believe in yourself and believe in that wonderful body of yours. Okay, I will say goodbye there. Thank you very much for watching today, and do stay tuned for my ultrasound update. Thank you, and good luck on your adventure.